My battery's all messed up. Yeah. And they want me to run the next department meeting. So I got to make sure I keep a lifeline. Okay. So we did actually get through middle childhood. Do you guys remember that? And then started some of adolescence. So do you remember where we were? Puberty. Yes. Okay. Puberty is, isn't that weird? It has like 5 pictures in a row. You can go like that. Nobody's online. You think the sound's okay on that thing? I still think it's better to show up in class in person. I will always say that. So, now that you guys say we're on adolescence, and I'm remembering back, didn't we give the age ranges too? So, I feel like as a boy, they don't give boys or girls. We were saying some girls start early. I feel like boys are more like 13. Don't they say boys go through puberty at 13? 7th grade or 8th grade?
Yeah, I think so. That's when people kind of have facial hair.
Right. Because they don't have it listed on here, but that's why. Yeah, so facial hair is a part of it. I'm even thinking specifically production of sperm because.
I don't know about middle when people start going to middle school, everything changes.
So like 6th grade?
Yeah, because.
Well, it does say 10 years old. Holy crap. Is that.
That's true.
All right. This says 12 to 15. That's what I'm thinking. I feel like it's puberty starts at different times for different people. Boys usually start when they're around 10 or 12. Maybe it's written out a little bit more. Oh, that's interesting though too. Is look at the source on this one.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, but then look at these sources. These are like 12 and 15. This doesn't.
Like 13, maybe 10, maybe 12.
I feel like
13.
That's okay. And this is actually a research.
That's the only time when everybody was like, everybody started talking about sex. And then like all the dudes were just horny for some odd reason.
Right. Yes. It doesn't give an age. If those things aren't connected, you can't have a baby. So that's something that's for real. If your vas deferens aren't connected, why doesn't it give an age? It doesn't. So this is the female reproductive system. That's interesting though. Why do they start right off the bat on the female reproductive system and they got sperm in it? That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I understand they're showing how you get pregnant, but when they show like male separately, female separately, then combined? I don't know. Just a thought. Oh, and then the baby. Damn, that was fast. Okay. All right. So 40 weeks, the baby is born. So that means you have to be pregnant for 10 months. It is 9. My wife is now 36 weeks pregnant. The longest would be about, so they say 40 because they count your last period. You usually get pregnant 2 weeks after your period. So that already adds 2 weeks on. So then that would be 38 weeks, which would be 9 months. But then if you keep going 39, 40, you almost want to shoot something in you so you have the baby. It's like something that makes your muscles contract and pushes the baby out because it gets too big. Like you get like a pound Baby grows almost a pound a week the last 3 weeks. This one says 9 and 15. Oh, puberty. Okay. I feel like
It varies, I think, of how like your parents were, how your parents were when they hit puberty, and then like how you are. So some people don't. Cause I mean, yeah, my cousin, since his mom was like short, like he didn't really grow as much as his dad, cause his dad's like 6 foot.
this one says 10 to 16. That sounds
10 years old, you start puberty.
so you start puberty, but then average age for genital. This is saying all 12.6, 12.0, 13.0.
So black people's hair starts at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic is 13, and white is literally what 10 years old.
Yeah,
How does that work? Or white is 12,
12.6.
12 and a half, almost turning 13 then.
And again, that could be due to diet. It could be you're drinking now GBH hormone, bovine growth hormone, RGBH. What is RGBH? Bovine? So anyway, men decline testosterone after 20. Yep.
Because I'm turning almost 40.
What's that?
So you got to turn 40.
Right.
50.
So men 50 and older, sperm motility is 3 to 37% decrease. Sperm morphology, semen volume is a 20% decrease, and then sperm concentration. So anyway, I'm going to put it at like 12. I just wanted to get that down before we went through all these. So we finish on this slide. Women begin production of eggs, men begin production of sperm, skin is rougher, things of that nature. Girls have menarche. Is that what you guys ever heard it called?
What is that?
So it's the cyclic shedding of the uterine lining 2 weeks after ovulation. It's when you have your period. So the period is basically your uterine lining is just refreshed every 30 days. So the whole uterus leaves. When you're trying to get pregnant, that can be a problem because sometimes you'll have insemination and the egg tries to implant on the uterine lining and you still shed it out. So that's how you can lose a baby. That's how we lost one. You can get an extra hormone put into you so that you don't shed your uterine lining. So you get shots of progesterone that tells your body to not shed the uterine lining. So when your body knows it's pregnant through the progesterone, you don't shed the uterine lining. So that's another thing. Boys have nocturnal emissions and facial hair may go unnoticed. You guys know what those are? It's wet dreams. So like a boy will dream that he's having sex and then it seems real. Secular trend, onset of puberty is getting earlier the past 100 years. So in the 1840s, it was 17. Now it's 11. So what do you think that's from 100 years later? Is that diet or? It's almost 6 years earlier now. Isn't that crazy? So that tells me, if that is the case, men couldn't get women pregnant until 17 in the 1840s. That's crazy.
But well, that's what I'm saying. But women, like girls get pregnant at 13.
I know, right? So now they're saying it's 11. So 150 years later, it's 11. Why is that? Should we ask somebody like Google? I do feel like it's diet related.
I mean, if girls start their period as early as like 10, most people say consider girls women when they start their period, but then they start their period at 9 years old. That's
So
how it was back then too. That's why if you girls were getting pregnant at 13, the period started at 13. And then like what they ate what they could grow.
they're saying no one knows why at the New York Times. Breasts at 6 or 7?
What is that, third grade?
That's crazy. I don't even know. It's going to cut me off because it said I've read too many articles. Watch. Yeah, let me read it anyway. That's good. Nope. It's a paywall. Oh, now it wants to work. That's funny. Chemical. Oh, All right. I won't make you suffer through it anymore, I promise. So, puberty is starting earlier. Hormones, you have both estrogen and testosterone. They're produced about a year before changes in the body and sex organs are visible. Hello. And okay. So here's kind of the production difference. So men's testosterone goes way up. Did you know women also have testosterone? I don't think I knew that for a long time. How do you guys know about that? Do they tell you about it?
My sister, she has what's it's like PCOS or something, and that has testosterone in there.
Is it like endometriosis in the womb, or is that something else? PCOS. What?
It's something called PC, where you get hair under your neck.
Okay.
That's what she
Do they have like medicine then you can take instead?
Yeah.
Okay. And it actually helps.
She hasn't. I think it did help. I don't remember her taking this.
Is she older or younger?
Older.
Does she have any kids or is she okay? So it didn't affect like childbearing or anything with yeah. Okay. And then men also have estrogen. Where here it is. Okay, girls have that, boys have estrogen. And then at puberty stage, it goes way up. You can see with boys, it shoots way up. Just like you said, you notice the change in the boys' behaviors with you all in class, I guess, or whatever the what?
We the dude actually do like, okay, how many times have you had sex?
What?
We just asked because he looks like one of them. Like, I don't know. And then this dude would just act like, I don't know, he was lying or what. But he was out his fingers. And I'm like, we just did sixth grade. Who were you having sex with?
Hopefully they weren't abused.
Who? No. I hope not. But how he was counting, I don't know.
Okay.
Because he didn't even look older. Like, he looked like his age.
Right.
But that was just
So he was either lying or he was sexually abused.
I mean, I hope not, but like, how
Right.
he,
I know.
it's just one of them, like.
So ideally, it's of consenting age because it can be illegal too. Like there can be charges put. So early and late matures. Early boys are usually more athletic, successful, peer relationships, more confident. Early girls have actual behavior and academic problems. Could you guys see that? Or why is that? Why do you think that is? Like I'm trying to think. Boys would maybe be better in sports because they're more aggressive with the testosterone, like go after the ball, knock them down, jump higher, block, kick in soccer or football, run faster. I don't know. Wait, does it? What would be funny is if this says early and late matures, but it only has one slide on early and it skips late. It does. I hate when they do that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do a little search here just so it's I feel like it was age of 12. What grade are you in at 12? 7. I graduated from high school at 17, so I might have been a lot younger than everybody. Yeah. Well, summer birthday.
I was older than everybody. So if I was 13 in sixth grade, everybody was 12.
Okay.
And then that's really all I remember. I was older than, I was like a year older. That was it. And I was the same age as everybody until December. After that, I was older.
Okay.
So fifth grade, we're like what? 11?
Right. I was 10, so yeah, I always remember.
You was 11. So fifth grade, you was 12. Seventh grade, 13. Eighth grade, 14. Freshman year 16, 17.
How much you want to bet this is a video that they're going to make me pay to watch the second half of it? They will watch.
Casey is 10 years old. She wants to do well in school, but she has trouble concentrating sometimes. And she can't always do her homework because she and her family live in a homeless shelter. And it's so chaotic there that she can't find the quiet that she needs to finish her work. Middle childhood includes the years between ages 7 and 12. At that age, children are growing and changing all the time. But kids can also face issues in middle childhood that can compromise their ability to develop. Let's look closer at family and school issues that children might face in middle childhood. Casey is a smart girl, but she's running into some academic problems because of her family situation. Millions of children every year live in poverty, and this can cause issues in both academics and behavior. Partly, this might be because poorer parents have trouble offering support, busy as they are trying to make ends meet. Children's physical and intellectual development might also suffer due to inadequate nutrition. Studies have linked hunger to poorer academic performance. And then, of course, there's the living situation. Children like Casey who live in homeless shelters can find it difficult to sleep well or get homework done. This can impact their grades and intellectual development. However, Casey is lucky in one regard. She has parents who love her and are trying their best to provide her with the support.
See,
I'm not a student.
I know, but they're still going to have me pay. Like, sign up, try it free, but give your credit card. I guarantee that's what it is. That's what they always do. Make some stuff up. No, maybe you're right. See, there it is. $30. All right. Anyway. So some of the strengths and hazards that occur. Brain development, myelinization continues through adolescence, and then emotions, judgment, and problem solving is still developing. So until you're like 21, your frontal lobe. So people can be very emotional. And then also common health concerns, nutrition needs to increase because you're growing so much. In America, sometimes we have food needs that are out of balance, like high fructose corn syrup and also partially hydrogenated soybean oil. Those are like things that make Oreos stay on the shelf longer, but they could cause obesity. Acne, that's like 8 out of 10 adolescents. I had to take a bunch of medicine for, like a antibiotic, I think, for acne. Dysmenorrhea, so cramping during menstruation, and then sleep. You need 9.25 hours of sleep. Doesn't that seem like a lot? I only sleep like 5 hours now. But the older you get, the less sleep you need. When you're 80, you only need like 4 hours a night. And it's because you're not growing. So you're just less active. You're not growing anymore. And let's see here. The psych dimension. So you've got cognitive development. That's through Piaget. My computer says that it's only 11:56 a.m. right now. You see that?
I don't know if that's either.
Yeah. How do you fix that?
What time zone are you on?
That's what I'd like to know. Maybe they have us on like, it's right here.
like Canada?
It is Eastern time zone of U.S. and Canada. Okay.
It's 11. I'm supposed to have it.
And the last time I synchronized, there we go. Now it's 3 o'clock. Okay. That was bugging me. So the theory you're in now is the Piaget called formal operational stage, where you can start to begin to have abstract thoughts. So hypothetical deductive reasoning, like you think of possibilities of your life, what you want to do with your career. You even do hypothesis testing, like you see if, you know, I could drive from here to home on one tank of gas. I won't have to stop for gas if it's full, something like that. You're testing your own hypothesis. You ever run out of gas on the drive home? It's bad, real bad. I have. You still have future thoughts, which you don't get as much as kids. You even have thinking about your thoughts. So you're like, why did I think that? That's weird. And then expansion of thought. So by late adolescence, 60% use formal operations. That's why it's called the formal operation stage. Is this really a universal stage of adolescence? That's the question. I think it is.
There's one girl on TikTok. She said that she doesn't have like extra thoughts in her head. Like it be silent.
Who says that?
It was this girl. I don't know her name. She was like,
That goes to school here?
no. She said that she doesn't like. You know how you said you could like you're thinking about thinking about yourself thinking.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that.
So does she have autism?
I don't think so. I don't know. She went to the therapist, or whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, you don't like." She was telling like she doesn't have any extra thoughts. Like it can be blank until she's reading or
Really?
that. And you know how when you like watching TV and like the sound like the same thing repeats in your head. She's like, that doesn't happen to her. I think it does, but after that, there's nothing. She's not thinking about that, right? So I'm just thinking like, so that's weird.
That would almost be kind of nice, though.
It's nice, but I guess like when it's like really quiet, it's kind of like
It's scary.
she's not scared of it. She's like at peace. I feel like she's
Is this her?
it was some
So what did the girl look like that you saw?
It was a white girl. I don't know. She just, it was just a little TikTok. She was talking about how she doesn't really have, like, she can have, like, a monologue, but it's mostly quiet.
Okay.
Like, she said she claims she doesn't have one. I don't know if she has autism or not, but that's what
Right.
she had said. She might have lied, honestly. But she was saying that she don't got no inner monologue. Like, if there's a sound, so obviously, it would do what it does with that. Or like when she's reading the book in her head, it would just read the book in her head. But other than that, nothing.
Okay. You think it's that one?
I don't know. She was just talking. It wasn't like no. I don't remember what she looked like. Honestly, I just remember that she said that. I kind of stuck with me.
Interesting. Yeah, there's only about 2 or 3, so I guess don't have many to pick from. Does she look like that?
It's like I think it was like a year ago.
So it wasn't that one.
No. She explained how she didn't have one. Like she was just like, I just don't have one.
Interesting. Okay.
Are you supposed to have it? Are you supposed to have that in your head?
There's probably no right or wrong about it, but um it sounds like it's more normal to have one than it is to not. So this one says lack of inner monologue has been linked to a condition called aphantasia, called blindness of the mind's eye. People who experience aphantasia don't experience visualizations of their mind. They can't mentally picture their bedroom or their mother's face.
What's wrong with you guys? She was like, she can't, she don't, other than,
So he says only 30 to 50 have it.
inner monologue. Well, I had that all my life, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right. The other one's only saying 25%. So I'm sure everybody has their own different opinion.
Like for me, it's not normal for you to not have one.
Right. It is definitely interesting. Some other things, communications, you learn how to do metaphors or satire, writing more meaningful. So you guys can do creative writing at your age now. Do they make you take that class in college anymore? Creative writing?
It's a choice,
Is it?
unless you're an English major, I think.
Right. Okay. And you're more connected. Social workers need to understand that social and legal aspects of communicating consent and confidentiality to adolescents. And that's like when we see people in our private practice, like I need to let them know what's confidential and also what's not. And, like if their parents brought them in, I try to keep everything that I share with them confidential. Sometimes there are things the parents want to check in about, and I try to honor that too. So somebody asked if I could post a link to the video. So was that one the inner monologue on CBS? Shoot, now I think I lost her. It was on page 1, that's why. So that was on YouTube. Also, did you guys know that you can take these classes and they count for credits at the college? I had no idea. Look at this. I just found this out today. CLEP College Credit Policy Search. You take a CLEP exam, and here's all the classes you can take for $90, which sounds cheaper than tuition. And you get 3 credit hours. So you can either do accounting, management, marketing, college composition, English literature, humanities. Oh, wait, there's only 2 here: English literature or American literature. You can also take American government, all the histories, human growth and development, intro to psychology, and intro to sociology. Those are both required in our degree. You can take them on this CLEP website. I had no idea. Even economics and both the histories, Western Civ. Biology, that's the one you keep talking about.
It's always clear.
Chemistry or college algebra. It's on clepcollegeboard.org. So I thought that was good information I found out today. So attitudes, emotions, storm and stress myth. So self-esteem begins to be built. So you have your lowest point of self-esteem in early adolescence. Do you guys find that to be true? Like when you're 12, 13, 14.
People in middle school, they had jokes.
Lots of jokes.
They're a comedian.
Really?
Yeah,
All day, every day?
it depends. If you do, I was just expecting to just sat there. So like I need to sit there peacefully and then someone's gonna say something. And it's just like I just want a peaceful day. Especially on those long class periods where you're supposed to eat lunch. Man, everybody's mad. Shoot, they called my teacher, Miss Mahel's. Nobody liked her. I didn't like her either.
Miss who? Miss Mattel?
Miss Mahel's. Oh my gosh. This woman,
She
would
sounds-
literally have us do work every second of the class.
Or
Every
else?
class.
Do you get in trouble?
Like, and then she'd be like, okay, well, round the post sticky note, and da da da. Me, I'm drawing on my sticky note. I'm like, okay, I can just draw down and erase it.
Right.
And she'll pass me and like she'll pick it up and throw it away. I'll be so irritated. It's like every time I do this, you just throw it away. Why don't you just give me another sticky note? Like it would have been better for me. But nobody liked her. And then that was like the longest class period because you have to wait for if you were C, then you have to wait. It was long. If it was A or B, you have to wait for the other class to get their food first, then you come in. You just you're already hungry. And then she giving you more work to do during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody liked her. They called her, if y'all have seen this people with this 3 with the little spy thing, they said she looked like her. They found a picture of her and put it next to that girl, and they posted on Instagram, and nobody liked her. No one liked her. I didn't like her. I wasn't that mean.
Right.
Like, I be hungry. You give me a piece of paper to do. Like, can we do something else? Like, why are we doing this? You're right where you call.
So it says whenever you finish adolescence, which you guys are still technically in. So most emerge from adolescence with the same amount of self-esteem they had at the beginning.
Are you in adolescence?
What's that?
Are you in adolescence?
I think it would be because here's the age ranges. I expand it, but it says 10 to 13, 14 to 16, then 17 to 22.
So, no.
I would extend it to 29 or 30 for men.
Why?
They're still living in their mom's basement.
I mean, I'm gonna still live with my mother.
Right, but you'll probably be self-supporting. Like you're not bumming off your mom. You're probably going to get a job. Probably. At some point, you got to learn to be self-supporting. That's the idea. As if you're like a trustafarian, get a huge inheritance, and you just got so much money you never have to work.
No, we will.
So you'll probably get a job.
Well, I was forced to get a job in high school.
That's what I mean. Right.
Like it is like it was they said play sports or get a job. I wasn't trying to try it out.
Right. So there you go. That kind of answers some of the questions.
And that's my brother to do that.
What's that?
And that's my brother to do that, and they weren't even doing sports for real.
Right.
Wrestling, but then they quit.
Yeah, but they let boys get off with more stuff than girls.
I ain't here.
I don't know why. They shouldn't. You could also have mood swings, greater highs and lows than adults.
Greater mood swings.
Mood swings? Like when you get really sad and crying out of nowhere, really angry and like punch the wall. Really.
Greater than adults.
What's that?
It's greater than adults.
It is greater than adults.
So what about for late adolescents, for like 17 to 22? Like you're 22, still having extreme mood swings?
Yeah, it still can happen. I've seen a lot of 18 and 20-year-olds acting cray.
Oh,
You probably TikTok that.
I'm not doing that.
Is that the new thing that people do?
No, not that I know of. That's not what I know.
TikTok?
I'm not on that side of TikTok.
What does copy here mean? I didn't know they had something that was copy here. All right, we've got. Oh, wait, did I ever post a link? Shoot, I don't think that I did. That's really funny. Because I searched the video and then I copied it and then I forgot. So, okay. She said, can you post a link? And that's the link that I still wanted to copy. Okay. So copy, and it's weird when I do it on the same computer. I like it better on two different computers. So there it is. Okay. Keith sent an email and it's just saying you can watch the video at any time, believe it or not. And then foster care. So there's low self-esteem related to multiple placements and time in foster care. Like the kids take it personal or think because they're at multiple different placements, it's their fault. And it's not. It could be like they start acting out because of it. So like there's some of their behavior stuff, but a lot of the behaviors could have been from trauma. Like they experienced a trauma. So they're, struggling with stuff. We're almost, my goal is to get halfway through this one. We're almost there to give you then time for your big final paper. So independence, you have connectedness, adolescents respect and openness to others' views. Connectedness to parents promotes individuation and identity development. Individuation means autonomy, so you have separateness and self-assertion. Separateness is the expression of the individual's distinct self from others. Self-assertion refers to adolescents' expression of their viewpoints and their clear communication. Hispanic adolescents are more like interdependence than independence. They have like family, multi-generational living, and you ever seen multi-generational households? They are more common than they used to be, where you've got grandma, mom and dad, and they said it happens more in Latin America, and that's where I lived for a while. I noticed it more in Latin America.
You live in one house? Like all of them?
All of them. One room. They had 2 bedrooms, so they gave me the one other bedroom, and there's 7 of them in the other room. So that's very common in Latin America.
So it was 7 people living in a 2-bedroom?
Yes. Yes.
They didn't want to, they didn't want to move out?
They don't have any money.
Okay.
Multi-generation. All right. It's getting, especially nowadays.
Well, not everyone's not gonna have to do it,
Right.
because everybody, because like stuff going up.
Because of inflation. So here's the. Is that how much trees are? Do you have to buy a tree? What's that?
I have one. My granny, she had like the pink one. They didn't have to hang up decorations. They just turn it on. And that was it.
So here you go. This was literally, yeah, it's a few years ago. So during the pandemic. %. Remember the Waltons? Oh. So that's the fancy way to have multi-generational living. I was actually thinking of something else.
Yeah, like the grandparents just leave it you and they have a room.
Right, because they have to. You know what I mean? That's kind of the fancy way.
That's
Like
the rich people.
that was 2019, so I'm guessing that was right before the pandemic.
That is the rich way. Like they physically building another house in the backyard.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me. That, but they made it make sense.
Maybe I Googled the wrong thing too. But it looks like that's what a lot of the hits are coming up as.
I'm trying to promote it into like a different way because like the grandparents sold their condos and then bought like a house where it's like two apartments,
Mm-hmm.
like a townhouse kind of.
I'll find a better video for next time. I was thinking more of like poverty specifically. That's why it's kind of been a struggle. Yeah, that's more of what I'm thinking. Okay, so this was something that came out during the pandemic, and it was a lot of us had to move back in with family. Oh, interesting. So I didn't really address the multi generational, but um, it is more frequent in Hispanic community. Adolescence also brings about egocentrism. So if you have egocentric thought, you've got preoccupation with your own thoughts, feelings, or behavior. Self consciousness, according to the theorist Eric Erickson. Sometimes you're acting to everybody else like you got an imaginary audience. Like when you're fighting with your parents, you're like all dramatic and nobody's there to watch but your parents. You are fighting as if somebody else is watching you. And then you have the personal fable, like the thing that is going on inside your head. Um, Adolescent mental health disorders, so internalizing problems, there's more depression. Suicide is a third leading cause of death. The average onset of depression is between 13 and 15 years of age. And then externalizing problems, 25% are referred for delinquency and conduct problems. And with delinquency, so normative peaks around age 16. That's when kids can be the worst. Higher in boys. Do you think boys were more delinquent than girls in your classes? I think we were. We were bad. There were a couple bad girls, but there were way more bad boys. Right? I don't know. That's what the research says. So higher in boys and ethnic minorities, younger delinquents are riskier. Like if they're stealing a car at 13, that can be bad because you're getting your first felony at 13 or 14. When deviant behavior occurs at early ages, the problem is seen as conduct disorder. Family interventions and social skills training are most effective treatment. So we would do at Claremont Recovery Center something called multi-dimensional family therapy. So we would involve the whole family and do home visits and go in like 2 or 3 times a week at minimum and just work with the family. Like, how is that supervision? Are they having rules? Do they do chores? Do they have other behaviors that could be worked with? So I am going to stop here, though. I know we have 12 minutes, but we're exactly halfway through for chapter 7, the social dimension. So family, there's 3 developmental tasks for the family. You've got autonomy development, so learning how to be autonomous or like self-supporting or live on your own or pay for yourself eventually. How to resolve parent-adolescent conflict, and then establish a parent-adolescent attachment. So those are what you do with your family when you're going through it. And we'll get into those on Tuesday again, actually. So let me see if there was any questions online. Do you guys have any questions? There we go. There's the link. And Nat, before this one dies, all my computers are dying on me. Is that what happened?